I'm an HR generalist, and 73% of my work will be replaced by AI.
Okay, let's start with this number, 73%. Just let that sink in for a second. Based on a really detailed analysis, by the year 2030, this is the percentage of an HR generalist's tasks that could, in theory, be done by AI. That is a huge number. So what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, think about a pretty standard four-person HR team. This forecast suggests that in just a few years, one single person could potentially handle that entire workload because AI is doing all the rest. I want to be super clear about something right up front. We are not talking about the job title HR generalist just vanishing into thin air. We are talking about the tasks that make up that job. So the real question isn't, will my job exist? It's which parts of my job are going to be automated and which human skills are about to become way more valuable. So where in the world does a number like 73% even come from? Is somebody just pulling it out of a hat? Absolutely not. Let's actually look at the solid evidence behind this thing. Okay, so the entire foundation for this analysis is something called ONET. If you're not familiar, it's the official U.S. government database for all things jobs. The researchers didn't invent a job description. They used the government's own standardized list of 26 tasks for an HR specialist. This means the whole thing is grounded in reality, not guesswork, which makes it incredibly solid. So they took each of those 26 tasks and scored them against 5 key criteria. Basically, they asked, how much of this is just based on templates and standard language? Is the situation predictable or is it messy and unpredictable? Are there major legal risks or trust requirements? And this is a big one. Does it involve intense human emotion and conflict? This simple framework gives us a really consistent way to measure AI's potential for every single duty. All right, with that framework in mind, let's get into the specifics. Which parts of an HR generalist's day-to-day job are most likely to be handed over to an AI assistant? Just look at these numbers, 95%. Reviewing applications, sending out routine communications to candidates, generating data reports, all of them are expected to be 95% automatable. And why? Well, it's pretty simple. These tasks are structured, they're repetitive, and they're heavy on language. That is the absolute sweet spot for what today's AI does best. And believe me, it does not stop there. You've got candidate sourcing, keeping all those HR records up to date, coordinating background checks, explaining benefits to new applicants. All of these pretty administrative tasks are scoring way up there, between 80 and 90% for automation. This is the operational engine of HR, and it is quickly becoming AI's territory. But wait, that's only one half of the story, right? If AI is doing all of that, what's actually left for people to do? This is where we get to what you could call the human moat, those tasks that are just incredibly resistant to automation. And wow, what a difference. Look at this. Dealing with sensitive employee relations issues, think harassment complaints, that scores just 25% for automation potential. Brainstorming with management to create new company policies, only 45%. These are the messy, high-stakes, nuanced conversations that, frankly, demand a human touch. So why do these tasks stay so firmly in the human camp? Well, it boils down to a few key things. They are full of real-world nuance that a machine just can't get. They carry serious legal risks that need human accountability. And they require building organizational trust and making high-stakes judgment calls that can literally define someone's career or the whole company culture. So when you put these two sides together, the stuff that's highly automated and the stuff that's deeply human, a really clear picture starts to emerge. And the speed of this change is just remarkable. The analysis projects that overall automation potential jumps from 54% in 2026 all the way to 73% by 2030. Think about that. That's a huge leap in just 4 years. It just goes to show how fast this tech is expected to become a core part of how HR gets done. This really lays out the future role perfectly. On one side, you have all the AI-heavy operations, the record keeping, the routine candidate emails, the data reporting, the scheduling. AI becomes the workhorse for all that. And on the other side, you see where people create unique value, resolving complex conflicts, giving strategic advice to leaders, developing policy, and handling truly sensitive complaints.